The country is in an absolute uproar over Donald Trump's temporary Muslim ban. But is it really a Muslim ban? It's not. Okay, so Donald Trump has recently issued an executive order saying that we need to temporarily put a freeze on allowing refugees coming from 7 different Middle Eastern countries, which are, for the most part, largely affected by ISIS. Somalia, Yemen, Iran, Iraq, Syria, these really crappy countries from the Middle East. Republicans, Democrats, and independents alike have all come out saying that this goes against America's values and it goes against helping people in their time of need. But I ask them this: what makes it our obligation to help them? Given the fact that they're within a closer proximity to Asia and Europe, and Africa, one would think that those 3 continents would put forth more of an effort on solving the problem themselves. Given the fact that if the problem grows out of control, which it kind of somewhat has, it will start affecting Europe, Asia, and Africa more so than it would the United States.
That makes too much fucking sense.
So, you have these European countries and even some Middle Eastern countries just criticizing the United States' decision to put a freeze on the refugee program. How it's so immoral of you to do this. Well, I ask them this: why aren't you allowing more refugees into your country? This should be Europe's problem, Africa's problem, and Asia's problem. If there's major terrorist attacks that are going to go down, that's probably where they're going to go down first, because they can physically walk there. Get what I'm saying? They can't walk to the United States. There's a whole ocean and dozens of different countries separating the United States and the affected areas. So it's kind of silly if you think about it. On top of this, the list of countries that Donald Trump has selected actually comes from a list that was approved under the Obama administration. So this list of countries wasn't just pulled out of Donald Trump's magnificent head. This actually came from a real list that came from the Obama administration saying, hey, it's more difficult to vet people coming from these countries because they have flimsy governments. So if you take that and you also add the fact that in 2011, after a failed terrorist plot in Bowling Green, Kentucky, the Obama administration temporarily put a 6-month halt on allowing Iraqi refugees from coming into the United States. That's right, folks. A 6-month halt. That is longer than the temporarily 90-day halt that Donald Trump has issued. Where is the backlash from the left, I ask you? It's nowhere, because he's a minority. So if you look at all of this, right, one would say, well, that may be true, but Donald Trump is still intolerant to Muslims. Damn it, he's a bad man to Muslims, doesn't like the Muslim guys, because 8% of the entire the entire Muslim population, the entire world is going to be affected by this. That's right, folks. Only 8% of the entire Muslim population in the entire world is going to be affected by this temporary 90-day freeze. So if people say that, oh, well, it's intolerant of Muslims, that's incorrect. And on top of that, not only does this freeze affect Muslims, it affects Christians and people that don't practice religions as well. The only reason why they say it's a Muslim ban is because most largely celebrated religion in that region of the world happens to be Islam. But don't let it fool you, folks. There still are going to be people that aren't Islamist that are going to be affected by this travel ban, including Christians and others alike. So this entire issue is bogus, and pretty much most of the country is on the wrong side of the issue. They need to learn the facts, and once they do, I feel as if they will still hate Donald Trump. Well, everyone, this has been me, Sterling B. Herman, for Logic for the Win. Please like, comment, subscribe, contribute to the conversation, even if you disagree, because your opinion really ultimately does matter in the whole grand scheme of things. I also highly suggest that if you are pro-Trump, pro-small government, anti-globalist, and you kind of grown tired of the mainstream media's shady ways, suppressing the stories that really need to be shown and whatnot, then I highly suggest that you sign up for my weekly newsletter, the Pariah newsletter. A link is in the description, as well as it's going to be in a pinned comment. So if you are against the mainstream media and all of their fake news, I highly suggest that you check out my weekly newsletter. You can opt out at any time. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.